the prophet who ran faster than any horse. In ancient Israel, there was a powerful prophet named Elijah, who was known for his miraculous abilities and deep faith in God. One day Elijah declared to King Ahab that there would be no rain or dew for the next few years as a punishment for the people's sins. God then instructed Elijah to hide near Cherith Brook, where he was miraculously fed by ravens and drank from the brook. When the brook dried up, God sent him to Zarephath, where a widow provided him with food. In return, Elijah miraculously ensured that her flour and oil never ran out. During his stay, the widow's son fell ill and died. Elijah prayed earnestly, and God revived the child. This miracle solidified Elijah's reputation as a true prophet of God. After 3 years of drought, God told Elijah to present himself to Ahab. Meanwhile, Ahab's palace manager, Obadiah, had been hiding and feeding 100 prophets from Jezebel, who was killing them. Elijah met Obadiah and sent him to inform Ahab of his presence. When Ahab and Elijah met, Elijah challenged the prophets of Baal to a contest on Mount Carmel. He proposed that each side prepare a sacrifice and call upon their God to send fire from heaven. The prophets of Baal prayed fervently but received no response. Elijah then prayed to the God of Israel, and fire from heaven consumed the offering, wood, stones, and even the water around the altar. The people acknowledged the Lord as the true God, and Elijah ordered the capture and execution of the prophets of Baal. After this event, Elijah prayed for rain, and a small cloud appeared. Soon a heavy rain fell, ending the drought. In a final display of God's power, Elijah, empowered by the Lord, ran ahead of Ahab's chariot all the way to Jezreel, demonstrating his extraordinary strength and divine favor. A short guide to talking with God, not just to God. Imagine someone who calls you only to complain or ask for favors, never letting you speak. This can resemble our prayers when we bombard God with requests without listening. In Matthew 6, 7, 8, Jesus warns against empty repetitions, reminding us that God knows our needs before we ask. Prayer can often become dry, repetitive, or transactional, treating God like a vending machine. We may even find it burdensome, like a chore. When we stop praying, our faith withers, like a plant without water. To deepen your prayer life, consider this approach. Recognize God's presence, like noticing when someone enters a room. Prayer begins with this awareness. Remember, God hears our hearts, not our words. Focus on the heart, where God looks. 1 Samuel 16, 7. True prayer is a heart-to-heart conversation. It's not about using the right words, but expressing what's in your heart. As Romans 8:26, 27 explains, the Spirit intercedes for us in our weakness. Trust. Just as a diver trusts the operator for air, we must trust God with our lives. This trust grows as we become aware of God's constant care and presence, even in difficulties. Matthew 6:31, 32. Find a quiet place, calm your mind, and focus on God's presence. Start with gratitude, then confess any wrongs. Ask for guidance and pray for others. End with personal requests and a heartfelt thank you, trusting God's will above all. Prayer is more than asking for things. It's about building a relationship with God. Even when we struggle, we can pour out our hearts honestly. Lamentations 2:19. Over time, this practice will transform your prayers into a genuine conversation with God, deepening your spiritual life and connection with Him. Is soul sleep biblical, or do believers go to heaven when we die? Soul sleep is the belief that when people die, their bodies decay in the grave while their souls remain unconscious until Jesus' return. This view, held by groups like Seventh-day Adventists and Jehovah's Witnesses, suggests that death is like sleep, a state of unconsciousness. However, biblical evidence suggests otherwise. The term sleep in the Bible often serves as a euphemism for death, not implying that the soul is inactive. For instance, in Genesis 15:15, God tells Abram he will go to his ancestors while his body is buried, indicating a distinction between the body and soul. Similarly, passages like Genesis 25:8 and 35:29 describe the dead as being gathered to their people, suggesting a conscious existence after death. In the New Testament, the transfiguration of Jesus, Matthew 17, and the story of the rich man and Lazarus, Luke 16, depict conscious experiences after death. Jesus' promise to the thief on the cross, "Today you will be with me in paradise," Luke 23:43, further supports the belief that souls are immediately in God's presence after death. Therefore, the biblical perspective leans more towards an immediate conscious existence with God for believers after death, rather than a state of unconscious soul sleep. This is the end of this episode. Follow for more.